In the next few minutes, you will learn the best way to paint ice from the company that is the first choice of the NHL, the Olympics, and arenas around the world. Welcome to ice painting, the Jet Ice way. Before you begin, ensure that all necessary supplies are readily available and in good working condition. This includes the required paint, paint spray equipment, brushes, paint stick, templates, wool, tape measures, markers, backpack sprayer, logo stencils, and layouts if required. Next, you must ensure that the floor and building are ready and at the proper climate conditions for successfully completing the paint process. The rink floor must be clean and sealed with 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch of ice. The slab temperature should be maintained between 16 and 18 degrees Fahrenheit, with building humidity at a minimum. These conditions must be maintained until all ice is in place. Ensure the building is well sealed, closing all doors, and if possible, keep lighting over the sheet to a minimum. Be sure to take your time during this step. Teamwork and focus are important. You will need a paint spray system, complete with mixing tank, mixer, pump, 250 feet of 3/4 inch hose, and a spray wand. Mix your white 3000 powder paint with water, following the instructions on the box. Be sure to wear proper breathing protection when working with fine powders. Once you have mixed white 3000, you are ready to apply paint to the ice surface. This is often a tricky step and requires teamwork to apply the white properly. Walking back and forth in a consistent pattern, evenly distribute the paint across the ice surface. Then move up and down the rink, coating the entire area, again using a consistent pattern. It is important to move the hose evenly so as to allow for a streak-free, even application of paint. Several people are required for this process to assist with managing the hose. Repeat this step 2 times to ensure that the entire ice surface is white. Once the white 3000 has been applied, it is very important to properly seal the painted surface. Using the same technique you use to apply the paint, coat the entire ice surface in 2 to 3 light sprays of cold water. You now have a thoroughly painted ice surface. During this step, you will set out any templates and markings for games such as hockey and ringette. You will need 25-foot and 100-foot tape measures, 600 feet of wool in 100-foot lengths, and templates. Follow the game marking instructions that correspond with the end use of your facility, Hockey Canada, NHL, NCAA, or otherwise. Using your 100-foot tape measure, carefully determine the placement of each line. It is important to be exact in your measurements. Extend red for red game lines and blue for blue game lines wool across the ice surface to mark where you will apply the paint. Lightly spray the wool with water to temporarily freeze it in place. This will make applying paint much easier. Using the ice marking and template kit as well as your tape measures, determine where other hockey or ringette markings will be placed. Mark on the ice where you will paint, tracing and marking with a red felt tip marker. For this step, you will need 2-inch and 4-inch paint brushes or the easy-to-use Jet Ice paint stick. When you've mixed your paint thoroughly, you can begin applying the paint to the ice surface, following your previously applied wool guides. You can use paint brushes for this step, or you can use the convenient Jet Ice paint stick, which allows one technician to accurately apply lines and circles on an ice surface, as well as offer the flexibility to adjust the liquid paint flow. Best of all, it allows the technician to stand upright during the application process. If using the Jet Ice paint stick, it is virtually effortless to paint a circle. First, determine the anchor point in the center of the circle based on prescribed measurements. Attach one end of the guide line to the base of the paint stick and the other end to the anchor. Extend the line as far as it will go. You're now ready to apply the paint to the ice surface. When painting lines, simply follow the wool guides you laid down previously. Moving the wand back and forth will prime the paint to flow from the container to the end of the wand. Once the paint starts to flow, begin walking, adjusting the paint flow as you go. As you can see, using brushes is an alternative to the Jet Ice paint stick. It will take a little longer, but it will get the job done. For smaller markings and to touch up any lines or circles, use your 2-inch and 4-inch paintbrushes to apply paint to the ice surface. It's that easy. Logos are the finishing touch to your ice surface, but they are also the most challenging to do. First, mark out your logo in the appropriate positions. Once you have set out where your logo will be, carefully paint it in using your brushes or the Jet Ice paint stick. Remember, take care with this step, following the artwork. Now, it's time for the finishing touches. Before covering the painted surface with a hose flood, build up a few layers of ice using a fine mist of cold water. Carefully build up the ice, layer by layer, until there is a 1/4 inch of clear ice over the paint. At this point, you can use the ice resurfacer to continue building the ice. Be careful not to bring the resurfacer back on the ice until you have reached a 1/4 inch, otherwise the studded tires will damage the paint application. Once you have covered the entire rink in 1.5 inches of ice, you can check various points on the surface to ensure you have consistent thickness. You're now done. As you will see once the painting is completed, the finished product is worth the time and effort invested. Jet Ice. We bring ice to life.